YouTube, it's Alicia here, none other. Welcome to Alicia Bay YouTube channel, none other. I am coming to talk about WWE wrestling releases this week. And I'm going to be mostly talking about the females. It's going to be at a later date, at a later time. I will talk about the men and stuff, but overall I want to talk about the women. But I am also going to talk about somebody who should have been on the release, who should have been released instead of some of these people that is on the list. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. So if all of y'all know, or some of y'all have been under the rock, WWE has done the annual, and let me just say, the annual clean house releases after WrestleMania. Y'all know this is something they do almost every year and stuff. And some of the women that I saw, I really felt like should have been released. And I'm just going to go through them. So you have Caitlyn Carter, Katana Chance, Dakota Kai once again, Shayna Baszler, Cora Jade, Jakara Jackson, Gigi Doll, and Shotzi. Y'all, when I heard all of these names, I'm like, I wasn't expecting Jakara Jackson to be released. That was a shock to me. I didn't expect Caitlyn Carter or Katana Chance to be released. Gigi Doll didn't respect it. I did not even respect Shotzi to be released, and I didn't expect Shayna Baszler to be released. Now, do I think any of these women should have been released? No. WWE should have found another way to try to keep mostly half of these women, because I really think some of these women was very prominent figures in the women's division in general when it came to Raw, SmackDown, NXT. And I really think that's where I'm drawing the line with when it comes to WWE. They really dropped the ball. Do I think some of these women should have been released? No. So I'm going to come in to talk about Dakota Kai. I'm going to talk about Shotzi and Caitlyn Carter and Katrina Chance. I'm going to come and talk about them, but let me talk about Shayna Baszler. As we all know, Shayna Baszler came to the WWE from UFC. She was once a UFC fighter. I really think since she has left, and she has did her craft in the indie circuit and stuff like that, I really think any company would benefit from her. Or I wouldn't be too surprised to see her return back to UFC. We never know. But all I'm saying is, the way that they've done Shayna Baszler in the last few years, I really feel like with Shayna Baszler, it was like a hit or miss with her. But I really feel like they didn't give her the oomph with it. Yeah, she's part of the LGBTQ plus community, but I really felt like WWE could have worked that a little bit more into her character or storyline. They did it with Sonya Deville. They could have worked that a little bit more. And they could have did a little bit more with Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler. Now, if they had did that, that would have been a pretty good storyline, but you see where we're at right now. Okay. Caitlyn Carter and Katrina Chance. I really feel like they are multiple time tag team champions from NXT in the main roster. Do I think WWE kind of dropped the ball on both of Caitlyn Carter and Katrina Chance? Oh yes, I really did. And I really feel like the way that they did it and stuff like that, I really think they could have did more. Now, I really think with Katrina Chance, they could have did a little bit more. Y'all forget this woman was on Ultimate Warrior. They could have made a huge star out of her. Did they take the initiative to do something with her while she cause she came from Ninja Warrior? They could have did a little bit more with that and stuff, and I don't get why, because I could have, to me, if they had gave a little bit more attention to her, I could saw her like in like the top of the women's division in the title picture. I probably could have saw that also in Katen Carter as well. But I really say Katrina Chance could have been a little bit more. Could have been something different in the women's division, in that top contention for the women's title belt. But did WWE do that? No. So I really felt that's where they kind of dropped the ball when it came to Katrina Chance. Now, let's talk about Dakota Kai, because I got a lot to talk about with Dakota Kai. When Dakota Kai came back the second round, I said, okay, they're going to do her better. She has been relegated. She had injuries, but she was mostly relegated of injuries. She did so on. She's been part of a group and stuff like that. And it looked like she was going to get a push and like go for opportunities. But I really feel like, do I think it was a wanted release? No, and I can see why fans of Dakota Kai is wrong. I really felt like if they had like probably about and I'm going to say this, y'all, 10 weeks ago, if it was like 10 weeks ago and WWE had started putting the female bloodline together, then I could have saw her part of that bloodline. I could have saw Nia Jax, Naomi, Tamina Snuka, and Dakota Kai. And Simone, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's daughter, Simone. The only reason I put Dakota in that, y'all forget, Dakota Kai is also Samoan. You don't have to be family to be Samoan. I'm just saying. Because that would have been something I could have seen. So if they had started putting together the women's bloodline, then I could have saw her part of that and thing. And that's my opinion. Y'all can agree or disagree with that. But you gotta admit, if 10 weeks ago they was putting together that women's bloodline, I promise you, I could have saw Dakota Kai part of that because of her being half Samoan. Okay, where are we at now? Cora Jade. Now, I just thought what they was doing with Cora Jade on NXT and her going to TNA, I thought that was like pretty good. But I really think her release was a calculated release. And y'all, I'm not being disrespectful about it. It's being calculated. How often has she appeared on TNA Impact? How long has she went after certain people on TNA? I will say, I think her release was a calculated release. I do think her release, because the reason I say I think Cora Jade's release was a calculated release, look at some of the matches she has done on TNA and WWE collaboration. I wouldn't be too surprised Cora Jade get picked up by TNA Impact. And she becomes part of TNA, and she be coming back and forth now from TNA to WWE. I'm just saying, it's a possibility that her release was a calculated release for TNA can pick her up as a talent. Think about it. But overall, it's kind of sad to see her go. Now, the one that really shocked me the most was Jakara Jackson. I didn't see that coming. I knew her and Lash and their little group mates, they kind of went their separate ways. So I thought, okay, she might be part of the women's mid-card division, get some title belt opportunities for the women's U.S. and Intercontinental title. So, hey, I was just thinking that, but I was not even thinking, she's going to get released. Now, she was a good talent herself in her own right and stuff. And then, yes, her and Lash was a great tag team. And when they did have individual match, they both also was good at that. But to see her gone, I was like, dang. That was crazy. Now, seeing Gigi Doll go, that shocked me. She was part of a group. I can't think of the name of the group off the top of my head. But to me, I think she was a great talent. Do I think WWE dropped the ball with Gigi Doll when in certain positions, certain things on NXT? Yeah, I do. But I'm just saying, it's just that now coming and rounded it out. Everybody's favorite little wild child herself, none other Shotzi. I was very shocked to see that Shotzi got released. I really felt like, give me one moment, y'all. Okay, so like I was saying, when it came to Shotzi, it was surprising to see Shotzi being released. But do I think the way that Shotzi was released was fair? No, because if y'all think about it, they took, so Shotzi was supposed to have been it was rumors that Shotzi was supposed to have been part of the Royal Rumble. No, she was not part of the Royal Rumble. Okay. What happened? They said she was replaced by Alex Bliss after the Royal Rumble. So I really felt like, why would you not extend the contract? What y'all did to her at the Royal Rumble, y'all should have been negotiating a contract, a brand new contract because of that. And I think WWE just thought, she wouldn't do anything. It's just something on Shotzi and said, y'all did not have, I was supposed to have been part of so-and-so Royal Rumble. Why y'all trying to get rid of me so bad? And stuff like that. We need to discuss my contract. Okay, Shotzi needed to go and use that against WWE right now. They said they ain't gonna extend her contract. She can't even work until like mid June, early July. End of June, early July. I'm saying this and I'm saying it like this. I said people who has like a very unique personas, I think if Shotzi got picked up by any wrestling company, I think she would be a perfect fit for TNA Impact. You got Rosemary and Havoc. Oh my God, she would be perfect for that little group right there. Overall, but that's my opinion. I really felt like she should have used a certain situation that she wasn't part of the Royal Rumble to be part of the Royal Rumble, even though she had several injuries. But I'm just saying, I'm shocked with all of these women. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 women that was released. And now I'm going to get ready to talk about someone that wasn't released that should have took somebody's place. And that's Nikita Lyons. Why, and I got to ask y'all this, why Nikita Lyons still have a job? I have said it once and I have said it twice. And I did put this up on my Twitter. And I said after this year's 2020, after this year's release of these women that got released, should Nikita have been one of the girls who got released instead of what we got? And I said, was it because Nikita is getting favoritism by Triple H or Shawn Michaels, or special treatment? I am going to say the following. I do believe it's some favoritism and special treatment done when it comes to Nikita Lyons and thing. And I just go and watch. She has not had a good wrestling career. And I have always been very suspicious of her because, one, and y'all can say I have, if what I'm finna get ready to say is valid or not valid. I think Nikita Lyons is using wrestling for a stepping stone for something else. I think she's using wrestling for a stepping stone for something else, for a opportunity in Hollywood. If you think about it, Nikita Lyons was part of, I think y'all remember Chance from I Love New York. He had his own reality show with his brother, but then he came back and did Mo Chance of Love. I can't remember what season, but I think it was the Mo Chance of Love. I think it was the first season of Mo Chance of Love or the second or third season. One of those last two seasons she was on. And I remember seeing her on there. And I'm going, do WWE knows her reality TV background? Then when she came, then she was once part of Wild of Wrestling. Okay. To get me to say, did Nikita deserve to be released as well, or take somebody else's place? If anything, I could think of 4 people she could have took somebody's place of getting released. And y'all can hate my choices or not, but I'm gonna say Dakota Kai, Gigi Doll, and Sachi, and Katen, and Katrina Carter. Those 5. She should have took one of those 5's place and got released. And y'all, I'm not being mean about it. It's just my honest opinion, because I do know for a fact. Because if you think about of 2022, when Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out on the company, she did a post, and WWE used her, WWE and Vince McMahon used her as to slander. And do I want to say slander? Smear. There we go. A smear campaign against Sasha and Naomi at the time. And she said some pretty unhinged things about them at that time. Okay, and then you got to think, anytime you see Nikita online, she doing things you would think other females in the company couldn't get away with. Her and Charlotte probably would get away with it. And you got to ask yourself, why Triple H keeps this woman employed? And ask yourself, why do Triple H keep Nikita Lyons employed for so many years and she haven't done anything good in the ring? All she does is shake her butt on social media, shake her butt in the ring. Her wrestling skills are mid. I'm not gonna say they bad, but it's mid. But all I'm saying is, we need to be looking at WWE with a side eye, going, why Nikita Lyons wasn't wasn't released? Because I really feel like out of all these women that was released, I think if one of them was replaced with Nikita and she got released, I bet you somebody would have been saved and stuff. But let's just say it's it's people who I feel like who was more deserving to getting released versus who got released. But like I'm saying, I'm gonna give y'all the question: should Nikita Lyons have been part of the list of somebody who got released from WWE instead of one or two or three of the women enjoined that got released? So y'all, that's all I have time for. I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.